The founding of the United States of America is a complex and transformative period in history that encapsulates conflict, ideals, and revolutionary change. The narrative begins in the mid-18th century with the 13 colonies, which were established along the eastern seaboard of North America by British settlers. Over time, these colonies developed a sense of identity and autonomy, yet they remained under the political and economic control of the British Crown. Tensions began to rise as the British government imposed a series of taxes and regulations on the colonies, aimed at recouping the costs of the French and Indian War, 1754 to 1763. Acts such as the Stamp Act of 1765, the Townshend Acts of 1767, and the Tea Act of 1773 were seen as direct affronts to the liberties of the colonists, who famously responded with the rallying cry of "no taxation without representation." The growing discontent led to acts of defiance, including the Boston Massacre in 1770 and the Boston Tea Party in 1773. Where American patriots dumped an entire shipment of tea into Boston Harbor as a protest against the Tea Act. In response to these escalating tensions, the colonies convened the First Continental Congress in 1774 to coordinate a response to the British policies. However, peaceful solutions proved elusive, and open conflict erupted on April 19, 1775, with the battles of Lexington and Concord. These initial skirmishes marked the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. In the wake of these battles, the Second Continental Congress convened in May 1775, taking on the role of a de facto national government. It was during this Congress that the decision to declare independence was made. On July 4, 1776, the Declaration of Independence, primarily authored by Thomas Jefferson, was adopted. This seminal document asserted the colony's right to self-governance and articulated a vision of individual liberty and democratic governance. The war that followed was grueling and complex, marked by significant battles and strategic maneuvers. The winter of 1777 to 1778 at Valley Forge tested the resolve of the Continental Army, led by General George Washington. Despite the harsh conditions, the army emerged more unified and disciplined. The turning point of the war came with the American victory at the Battle of Saratoga in 1777, which was instrumental in securing French support for the American cause. The French alliance provided essential military and financial assistance, tipping the balance in favor of the American forces. The decisive moment came in 1781 with the Siege of Yorktown. American and French forces, led by General Washington and General Rochambeau, trapped British General Cornwallis's army, forcing their surrender on October 19, 1781. This victory effectively ended major hostilities, although the war would not formally conclude until the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783. The treaty recognized the independence of the United States and established borders for the new nation. In the post-war period, the United States faced the daunting task of building a stable and effective government. The initial framework, the Articles of Confederation, proved inadequate, leading to the Constitutional Convention of 1787. Here, delegates from the states crafted a new constitution, establishing a federal system with a balance of powers among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. The Constitution was ratified in 1788, and George Washington was inaugurated as the first president in 1789. To address concerns about the potential for government overreach, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, known as the Bill of Rights, were ratified in 1791. These amendments guaranteed fundamental liberties such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press, as well as protections against arbitrary governmental actions. Thus, through a blend of revolutionary fervor, diplomatic strategy, and the creation of enduring institutions, the United States was founded. The journey from colonial resistance to independent nationhood was marked by a commitment to principles of liberty, democracy, and the rule of law, laying the groundwork for the United States to evolve into a republic that would strive to live up to its foundational ideals.